Hey guys, and welcome to our final series of videos. It is the final. Haha. I meant originally I meant it was the last, but I guess it's also the final. Oh boy, off to a great start. Anyway, so we're gonna be looking at Jared's work here, at Melissa's, at Guillermo's, and at Crystal's images. And I sensed a common theme running through these. Let's see if you guys can pick up what it is, considering that you at least know your own work. It might not be that hard to guess. Anyway, okay. So, first up, let's look at Jared's work. And, sorry, a little lag here. I don't know why my computer's just going slower and slower. Anyway, okay. So, J and E. Some little hints as to what this is. Now, some people were pretty straightforward. Other people kind of, like Jared, sort of didn't necessarily tell you right off the bat. That's okay. I thought this was a pretty good use of the sort of selective color thing here. I thought that was a pretty good use of that. So kind of giving some clues. And I think this really kind of starts to clue you in. Big wedding party, by the way. Each person has 5 people on their side standing with them. I'm going to keep going here. I'm going to go through and then I'll come back and sort of hit on the ones that I think are working the best. Nice use of sepia here. You can see. Yep. This is a pretty nice portrait, I gotta say. Yep. Again, we'll go through all of them and come back and hit on the ones that are really working well. So we have, oh yeah, another nice use of selective color. And then if you haven't guessed by now, it's a wedding. Wedding. Alright, so. Okay. So going back through, the ones that I thought worked the best are obviously this. Really nicely exposed, really evenly lit portrait. You can see some really nice things going here. Just a little bit of catch light in the eyes, some nice lighting around the edges. Again, my only thing is maybe I would crop this down a little bit from the top, because you really want her head to be, like her eyes to be right about at this level. But very nice, even like little details like this, you know, sort of working pretty good. But yeah, crop that in just slightly, I'd say. This is nice. This has like, looks like a little bit of like a solarized effect on it too. Again, I would say crop in from the top there. This is really nicely composed. And I like this quite a bit. I feel like that's a nice touch. And it sort of matches with the J and the E that we saw at the beginning. My only suggestion for possible improvement would be slightly less depth of field. I feel like that stuff's just a little bit distracting, but again, because it's the final, I'm being more picky than any other time this year. Yep, this actually is really nice. I felt like this was a good thing. This is the sort of thing that, you know, this is actually even the sort of thing that you could put fairly close to the top. Although I do like the J and the E. Jesse and Ernest. Oh, there you go. That's the J and the E. Just to kind of give, like, if this was like if you're trying to build like a narrative of the wedding, you could put this close to the top to kind of give people, oh yeah, okay, that's their wedding. Yeah. That's kind of nice. It's tough too. I've been in these situations where it's like, where do I get a good angle on the bride and the groom kissing? This is actually, I think that this is really a fun detail to have Wally and his lady friend from the movie there. A lot of times these are the sort of things that, oh, excuse me, that people really like to see because it's a fun detail. might have shot this even as like a vertical. You can even slightly, vertical, like right up to the edges of here, or you could probably even slightly crop it in to sort of fill the frame with it a little bit. That I feel like works pretty good. Yeah, I like that. I was thinking in my head, sort of the idea of different opacities. My thought is the other way that you can do this too is you could have them be a little bit more, like slightly more opacity on them and slightly less in the background. I think I might like the way that you did it better. Yeah, as you probably figured out by now, a lot of times I just kind of throw out suggestions and, for things to think about. It's not even, I don't even necessarily think that you should have done any of this stuff differently. I just like, a lot of times I just like to do my thought process out loud so you can kind of see, like, are these things that you're thinking about when you're shooting it? If not, things to consider. I don't know. But Jared, nice job. I thought that turned out pretty well. Alright, up next we have Melissa. And Melissa, you were the only one who didn't do the secret theme of the day, which was weddings! All the other ones have to do with weddings. Although these are, at least I'm pretty sure they all do. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was spacing out here. So Melissa actually did some more like studio portraits. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm always yawn during these. You guys' pictures aren't boring. I think I have 3 kids, so I never get any sleep. But oh my goodness. Okay. So again, I'm gonna go through, and then we'll kind of go back and talk about the ones that work the best. So we have full versions of this. Okay, so just go back up to the top now that we've had a look at them. So these are pretty similar. I think that, but they're not. No? I think that I actually prefer this version. I like the black and white, which is probably no surprise to anybody, but I also like the color on this. I feel like that's a nice touch. And, good portrait, really pretty well composed. Her eyes are right where they need to be. She's got a pretty genuine expression on her face, and she's looking right at the camera. So yeah, overall pretty nice. This is good. I feel like I want a little bit more light on her face. It looks pretty directional. It looks like it's mainly coming from here. Maybe something like a bounce card over here, or something to just kind of even it out a little bit, because she's getting like, I feel like like maybe it's directional coming slightly up like that. I feel like maybe you want your light to be a little higher, and either maybe another like softbox or something over here, or something to just sort of even this out, because it's, yeah, I just feel like it wants to be a little more even on her face. Vignette versus non-vignette. I'd say go vignette. I'm usually in support of vignette. See, now this I think actually works a little bit better, maybe because it's overall a little bit brighter, although you have a nice catch light in the eyes. I feel like maybe just you need a little bit, you just need like a bounce card over here or something, just to kind of even this up a little bit. Very well, very nicely lit. Pretty good, pretty good. I'd have framed it just a little bit lower, but again, I don't want this to be just all me complaining or me being picky. I actually kind of like that portrait of her. It's very, I feel like the color's good. She looks like she's having a good time. This is obviously a little bit dark. Maybe, I'm thinking maybe your strobe didn't go off on here. Tough to say. Again, another nice one. very natural. Good pose. Nice catch lights, really well lit. So yeah, I'd say this is actually one of the more successful ones of the group. Actually, and I think I like that more than this. This has a little bit better expression on her face, and kind of cutting off her foot, which sometimes doesn't matter, sometimes does. Okay. So overall, I'd say that your most successful one is probably either this one or that one. Probably this one. That was a good one to... I mean, I know it wasn't the first one, but a good one to have near the beginning. Alright. Nice job, Melissa. Up next we have Guillermo. Alright. Save the date. Oh, excuse me. I can't seem to stop yawning today. Alright. And you did I thought you did some pretty cool stuff on this one, Guillermo. A lot of nice portraits. Really nice portrait right there. Great expression on her face. He looks pretty good. Yeah. Copper sepia. I like the copper sepia. I like it. That might be the best. It's okay. Sorry. I've already forgotten what I said I was going to do, which was to go through them all and come back. So, alright. You got some nice portraits here. I guess this isn't technically the wedding, right? This is the save the date. But wedding related was sort of what I was getting at here. Alright. And okay. These are here. I like this quite a bit, although just not sure. Like, their expressions are not quite there, I think. Sorry. Let's go back up to the top. So yeah, I think this is definitely one of the best images. Really nice expressions on their face. I feel like the toning does go well with what's going on here. I actually think I like this one better. Maybe it's not the exact shot, but the same setup, but without the poster edges. Very nice. Again, great expressions on their faces. Really captured a nice moment. Very well exposed. Yeah, I think that's actually a really a nice image. Again, very nice, nicely done. And some of these, like, I think this kind of works with this because it's really, you sort of had a warm, kind of almost sepia tone going here, going along really well with the warm subject matter. This I actually like quite a bit too. I like that you have them in the middle of the O for the love. Yeah, I thought that this turned out pretty good. Let me see here. Okay. Yeah. Nice setup, but I feel like their pose, their expressions aren't quite there. This is cute. And again, it's working pretty good. The background is nicely blown out, really kind of, you know, and the depth of field is good as well to sort of, you know, make them the center of the action, which is what you want. Again, I like this concept. I feel like you kind of working the LOVE pretty good. Not my favorite effect. I mean, it's a cool effect. I just don't know if it's necessarily right for this image. We talked about the panorama. I thought the panorama actually turned out pretty good overall. Just wasn't exactly sold on the expressions, but yeah, I thought that it looked pretty good. So yeah, nice job, Guillermo. You really had a ton of images where you caught like a really nice expression on their faces. Yeah, I bet you that they are very happy with those images because you did a really heck of a job there. All right, and now crystals. Oh, maybe Crystal didn't do a wedding either. I don't know. I've been looking at a lot of images lately. So I guess the secret theme was weddings and then also or portraits. Weddings and I don't know. maybe I was pushing a little hard to try to get that. That might not actually work at all. So again, go through, and then we'll come back and talk about the images here. I'm gonna do it this way. All right, so let's do this. So this one is a little bit mixed. I like your lighting. I like your setup. And, I mean, those eyes, those big eyes, I think I like everything in the image except her expression. That's tough, you know? I mean, if you have the time, there's always things that you can do where you can kind of like go into Photoshop and use the liquify tool, and you can kind of push up the edges of the thing. Sometimes if you do it subtly, it's enough to change, you know, like a slightly off expression into kind of a better one. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But like, see, I like this one more, even though, again, her expression's not perfect. She really photographs well with those big eyes. I mean, wow. You get the catch lights. It's really well exposed. I mean, tons of great detail in here. Yeah, I think I like this image better simply because I like her expression better. And again, it's in black and white. You know, as previously stated, I kind of enjoy black and white stuff. So, but yeah, no, I think that she's a heck of a model. I think that you're gonna have a ton of good images of her over the years. Oh, okay, I actually recognize this from this background from the was that the apply image, maybe? It works okay. I don't know. I kind of like the effect. I'm not sure if this is the exact right background for her. Like if this necessarily goes with that. But I feel like you did the effect pretty well. I think that's kind of a nice portrait of her. Definitely well composed. You know, you got like really great lighting on this one. This makes me think of my dad. He does not like to have his picture taken. He was always, you know, growing up, he was always the guy taking all the pictures, all the family pictures. So it's like, me and my mom and my brother, get in there, you know, but he is never in the pictures, so. This is a nice one of him. This one's okay. I think I like this pose better, a little more warm. Even I think I like this better as well. I like the pose better. I do like this effect with the shirt. I don't always necessarily like that, but on this one I feel like it is working pretty well. Very nice portrait of her. Yeah, I mean, she really well lit, great expression. Got the catch lights in her eyes. You got just really nice tonal range all around. Very nicely done. I think I like this one. I think I like this one better than this one. I'm just comparing the two, simply because her expression looks a little more natural here. It looks just slightly like she's been doing the smile long enough that it's starting to kind of turn into, like, you know, photo face or whatever, where you kind of, you're smiling, but you just like take the picture. Excuse me. So yeah, it's just kind of getting to the edge of that there. And I think you're just starting to see it there. This really makes me think of my dad, because he does not like to have his picture taken. Having said that, I think I like the portrait. Pretty nice pose. Looks like he maybe just took his... Was he wearing a hat? It looks like he just took his hat off there. I actually thought that this solarization was pretty... I thought that it was pretty well done. Yeah. no, that's really all I want to say about that. Um, well done. You see, this looks a lot like, actually a lot like when we would do it in the dark room, because you kind of get this weird half inverted thing, but a lot of times, like, the eyes, for whatever reason, would not be inverted. So yeah, that actually looks pretty accurate right there. That's also a nice portrait. Again, you can see sort of the family resemblance going across there, the big eyes. Really pretty well exposed. And just like, I like her expression, like just a little bit of a kind of a start of a smile. Very nice, very warm. This is a little dark. Even for something that's like kind of intentionally dark, I feel like it's just a hair dark. I feel like maybe even like this could work well if you just kind of came in and like lightened up her eyes a little bit. So I feel like if I'm looking now just at the rest, like you have a nice kind of texture. It almost kind of looks like who was doing that? Maybe Sally Mann. So that Sally Mann was doing with portraits. But yeah, I do think you need to just lighten up the, just even go in, just go in and lighten up the eyes just a hair, and that actually is pretty good. I think that's maybe, I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but I feel like overall this that's what's making this feel like it's too dark, is just that the eyes, I want to see a little bit more detail in them. Alright, Crystal, nice job. Strong finish. Alright, guys. So I'm not going to leave you with a word to put in, because the class is pretty much done. I appreciate all your hard work. I thought you guys were really great in our class, and I hope that you all have a ton of success. I have a good feeling. You guys are a good group. So anyway, good luck. And that's it for us. So, I guess drop me a line when you're famous. All right.